Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go back and watch the VOD and see what didn't enable them to kind of have the high ground, whether they were forced to kind of burn shockwaves during some point in time or somebody got picked off early. As we can see, that first zone there on the screen, kind of mirrored of the last one, just over on the other side, but we're going to flip right away into a fight going on here. You can see Clement picking up a down almost immediately onto Miazzo, and then a big shot right away, utilizing that charge shotgun and getting some good damage down. We kind of talked about its strength, particularly during these early fights, and being able to get those kind of quick little shots off. But
Victory Royale gets you 25 points, second place 20, third 16, fourth through 17 is going to get you essentially 14, like 1 point, and then each elim's 1 point, as Sammy picks up a nice elim from a distance. And those are the kind of things that
it harkens back to kind of those not the hunting rifles, excuse me, the infantry rifle, and those clips of Mongol just sitting up on the high ground and just lasering people away. It's one of the fastest first shot accuracy reset guns in the game. It also hits the hardest. But speaking of hits the hardest, Akusto just hits Kiriachi in the face with that legendary pump. That's kind of that get out of jail free card. You don't get them so often, but the 200 bailout there picks it up and might flip this Fortilla fight the other way as Rotary goes down. Now, we saw them take this fight the first way, but a little bit of revenge coming through, as now it's into a 3v1. Rotary gets cleaned up completely, and this is going to be incredibly difficult.
It's basically 26th place right here with Day, Kuso, and Simp going against Kiriachi's squad of 18th. And this is going to be the battles that are going to happen, the early POI fights. We already saw it with Savage up there with Noah Riley and Aqua. All this is just going to keep going back and forth, and we're going to have 12 matches of this. And we kind of mentioned at the opening of the broadcast, Sundown, these guys, these players, they're not going to give it up. And this is just week 1 here of the FNCS Trios, Chapter 2, Season 4. So we got a lot of work to do, and we're already seeing Savage, Benji, and Lecce putting in the work and already rotating out. We're already seeing the vehicles scattered throughout the entire map, which is a new addition because, again, Trios, the last time we were here was about a year ago. So much has changed, and of course the whole map has changed, and we're seeing also as well Benji on the top utilizing the upgrade station, which is a kind of a big time factor here. If you don't go or you don't get anything from a vault, as Shio mentioned, the best way to upgrade your kit is from the upgrade station. That is where you're going to see players literally walk away with the power weapons like the epic shotgun, which has been such a big factor. And you got to have those power weapons, Sundown, especially heading to in-game, because you got to have a max output of damage, considering that you have small windows and opportunities to kind of lay one out. As we see Tayson here, the solo champion, looking for an opportunity to lay somebody out with a sniper rifle.
And honestly, one of the stronger snipers in the region, who's not named Thomas HD. You can see him trying to line up a shot here on the side. Will end up taking it and then following up right away with some AR shots. You can see Tiltern over on the side of the second one coming through. Looks like he was able to actually convert on that, so well done from Tayson. He says deal with that, able to pick it up and convert onto the first elim coming out from that trio. Looks like Mitro might have been taken down early there. Don't see him on the map there, and his name was grayed out. You see Mongo immediately going over and just trying to scavenge whatever he can from that. So, I want to say kids, but in all honesty, it's these teenagers and young adults now at this point in time who are really able to kind of push forward and just do this at such a consistent level day in and day out. The discipline it takes and the ability to hit shots like that. And that's Savage, our second place trio, being picked up by the M10 trio and Cartoon, trying to put some pressure on them right now. That's Mesu Ozil's org, but they're under pressure now. You can see trying to disengage immediately away from that. They left Savage down, saying, sorry, can't get you out, can't kind of get the carry and the throwaway that you look for those immediate snipes, because this team gets the pick from the high ground going down, and this abandoned ghost base and rotating out of it is a perfect spot to kind of set these quick little ambushes. There's a lot of real sharp verticality, get a little bit scarred, and I believe Forziar and Co are actually rotating now along the same line, so they'll be heading towards this battle of 3 other trios right now.
It's amazing, though, the confidence of Benji and Lecce. That down goes Lecce. So now it's up to Benji to get this done. It's unbelievable. This is the 29th place team going into this battle, taking out second place. And we're seeing how high the level of competition here. We're talking about the top 1% of everybody. I'm sure the percentages are a lot lower, but math is not my strong suit. So every single player here is dangerous. Every single player here can show out, and Benji had to show out of this fight, but he runs right into the #1 spot of Forziar JR, Kansas, and Nate. This is going to be a 4-way battle. The Fatal 4 is happening, and Benji is literally down to Sliver, and you know they smell the elimination in the water, and it's just a matter of time. But Benji's here to fight, and he had no option. He was literally hiding behind one build, and he takes a shot, and the vibes are vibing.
It's going to seek through. So now it's a race against the Storm at their back and the Storm Surge in front, which is going to activate right now. And on top of that, they have a pretty far rotate, pretty much the farthest possible. But they say, doesn't matter about the rotate, doesn't matter about the team in front of us. We're just going to go right around the side. Leroy Jenkins it, no problem, just straight through the Storm and straight into Prago's box. Pick up the Elim, pick up the mats, a much-needed refresh, a much-needed siphon. They get the bandage cannon as well, and that's about as good as that push could have gone.
By a lot. Now Antu and the squad, Abuelo Yoda, are not done here. They have 200 above HP, and they're still vibing, and this is big because they're coming into 17th place, and they only pick up 1 placement point, so the E-Limbs are kind of coming in right now, right at the right time for Yoda, Abuelo, and Antu.
Yeah, and we talk about, again, a lot of this action being driven by the Storm Surge, but you see the Become Legends trio also picking up a pair of Elims, and a great shot from Anto underneath, falling and replacing the ramp at the same time, picking that one up. But again, you can see they're still pinned against the side here, and they need to be careful on this rotation. They've cleaned up the immediate danger, and now that other player, as we say that, Storm Surge still coming through and performing pressure, Mongo coming in, and hello? Somebody just shockwaved over into him. That's Till being taken down, an insta-finish there. So that was actually a solo who was stuck in between. The yellow team will be rotating in as well next to the purple squad. Tayson will knock down Mido, and that will be the last of at least the first Storm Surge. But unfortunately, the solo going to get picked up, and Noah Riley finding a down on the Weepow as we move into that 4th zone, closing half in, half out. Will be out after this. But look, the French trio, one of them is down, the second one being pressured under, and this is going to be such a key fight here, Sancho.
Key fight that's breaked out already. A lot of people in the top 5 going down here, and we're seeing Aqua getting an Elim, but I think Buster and his squad took down a big one in 4ZR, so down goes 4ZR, and now down goes Nate as he's trying to escape the fight. And this is going to be a very interesting in-game here because the Sentinels from the Marvel Universe of X-Men are here and available. That's going to be a great opportunity for people to use.
18 trios still remaining. Nobody wants to be that last one knocked out. You want every single point possible.
And the rat race is on, and everybody's looking for that slice of cheese. And any bit of cheese is going to be a big factor. Again, this is going to be an entire run of 12 games total. This is game 2 of the FNCS trios here, EU. And this is going to be day 1 of all the action as down goes Jeppin, as Moraine is still up, but Nakor here gets a big-time elimination, and he's looking really nice. He has 4 eliminations this match, has a lot of materials, and you're taking a look at right now. Looks like Flick, Tomas are still up, and they're at the close to height, but someone did contest them, and you're seeing all the mobility of the crash pads go out as everybody's making their way into the safe zone. And this is going to be interesting though, Sundown, because the south side of the zone is going to be on an elevation as we're on board here with Betty, iDrop, and Strysix, and they're doing some nice work here. And this is with that kind of team composition that we've been seeing. You have someone leading the way, tarping the squad in, while the guy on the backside is looking for picks, and the guy in the middle, as Reese kind of pointed out, is the support. He's going to be the guy that's like, hey, I have an opportunity for picks, I'm going to let down in the spray. Or hey, I need more materials from the front, he's going to give that materials. But what a great work right here, and what a clean layer for Vettel, iDrop, and Strysix right now.
And Vettel right there was able to take out Tayson, and that was a full elimination. So Tayson, Mitro, and Mongo completely out, and they're done. We're also into the top 17 now, so every single trio who is fully eliminated will be a point going over. And because we're in such small circles and we're into the late game, those points are going to tick over very quickly. This is the late, and this is where we need to keep an eye on who is lighting up that elimination feed and who is able to get a layer by themselves, and then who ends up going and challenging the high ground. Those are the things you're keeping an eye on right now as we're heading into the late game. And right now, Vettel, iDrop, and Cyrix have plenty of room for themselves on this mid-ground tarp.
Yeah, and the great benefit is going back a little bit off to the side here. Taking a look on height is Moraine and Lunef, and they're putting some strong pressure down on Flick. Flick is the only one, I believe, in the squad that's alive. And if you're alive and you're on your feet, you're getting placement points. So we're talking your top right of the screen, it's Lunef laying down the pressure here, and he has a lot of opportunities because he has shockwaves to defend himself. Taking a look at the low. The low ground right now is being built by Aircoon. Aircoon is there, and Flick is now, and Flick is out.
Flick gets taken out, but also look, we saw these guys on height the end of last game. However, they're starting to run low on mats. But look at the middle tarp we talk about that Become Legends trio and how they've been hip to hip the entire time while everyone else is bleeding over placements. Top 20 players left, top 8 going down. They're uncontested. They've been going through, they've been sharing mats, and they're the only ones left. And now Moraine and Lanouf are going to be forced down eventually. Keep an eye on what happens on the low ground when they're forced down and who's able to go over and who's able to benefit, because the Become Legends trio is in a prime spot to take advantage of it if they don't get knocked down and they don't get contested right here. Single tarps from the high ground signifies they're completely out of their stuff. Low ground continues getting run through right now. You have Lanouf in the top right, but he's down to his last 3 mats. ADN, Amplify, and Matzo being the ones on the ultimate low ground trying to work through, but the Become Legends crew is dropping down now, and this is their chance to shine.
It's their chance to shine right now as we're getting into the top 6. Moraine, Lanouf right now out of mats. And you're right, Sundown. It has become Legends time as they are coming into this match in 4th place. An opportunity to overtake the top 3. There goes a Shockwave for height. And no doubt that's going to be a big factor here as we're on board here with SoFi, Amplify. They're the last 2 remaining members. And it is a top 3 situation. And Moraine is still holding on height and fighting off the Become Legends. Slicks and Rifle. Oh no, my goodness. What a big time cut down from SoFi. And it's going to be a nice opportunity. Was that a harpoon for the victory royale? Oh my goodness. Game 2 goes down to Amplify and Matzo.
Yeah, they had a 24-point lead beforehand, and because of that, a little bit of space if one game goes awry by any means. This time, though, everything's on the line for Game 3 coming up. Big performance from the Train H duo.
So some real consistency coming out of them. Average placement of 2.5. So very, very impressive from them.